This will be a good one. She's fun. Ready?
Good morning, Sun Prairie. Time to rise and shine.
What?
Time to pour the coffee with Bill.
He wants to be human.
Time to rise and shine with Bill.
He has all the ingredients from the doctor.
Time to get going with Bill.
He is phenomenal.
Welcome to Baker Street with your host, Bill Baker.
Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to another stroll down Baker Street. And excited to be here this morning. This is one of my favorite days because I get to do Mystic Monday, and Mystic Monday is always mystical. Okay, that was lame. I know that was lame. It was lame, but I'm excited to do it. I got to tell you that I am a little tired today. And I think my buddy Maureen Crombie will say the same thing because of a little thing called Cornfest. We've been experiencing Cornfest since Wednesday of last week, and we're both pretty wiped out because I know we were both there probably 10, 12 hours a day supporting the community and doing what we do, we love to do. And so I woke up this morning, I'm like, I really don't want to get up. But the dog is looking at me going, please, my legs have been crossed. Could you let me out, please? So we did. I got up early. But Mystic Monday, and it's a lot of fun. So we're going to get to that in a few minutes. Hey, don't forget that Sunshine Supper is tonight. It's going to run from 5 to 6. Get there around 4:45. I'd get there at 4:30 because we open at 4:45 at times. But great way for you to come down, and if you are in need of a meal, come in and stop by and see us. Coming to the right back of the building is right across from Stark Realty. There'll be somebody greeting you, asking you how many meals you'd like. Give them a number, and then pull around to the front, and they will deliver those meals just for you. How's it going? About 450 meals a night. Mm-hmm. And my thing is, I know we're probably missing people, but we can only do what we can do. Now, tonight's going to be a little warm, and the next 3 days are going to be very warm, so I want you to stay cool, protect yourself, because this heat can overwhelm you. It did me yesterday. Oh my gosh, it did me yesterday. Being there all morning, and then all afternoon outside broadcasting at Cornfest, then in the field parking cars, and I was wiped. I came in, took a shower, laid down, and I was gone for 2 hours. It was something else. So please, 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 be aware of the heat this week, and then also I want you to remember your pets. Give them a lot of water, get them set up, and protect them. Don't leave them outside because it will drain them. Hey, coming up this Thursday is night market. Night market, and that's going to be a lot of fun. Starts at 5. There's a ton of vendors down there, and Budding Butterfly will definitely be there. So that should be a lot of fun. And then also for you folks that like Clutch's raffle. This is a Lion event, part of the Sun Prairie Lions Club, and is one of those. So I'd like you, if you haven't gotten your tickets, you should do so. This event honors the late former club secretary and raffle aficionado, Mike McCutcheon. He died a few years ago, but we'd like to share his memory, and we've been doing this for years. There's free food, bucket and paddle raffles, and 50-50 raffle, and many additional prizes, and geeters, money, cash, cash prizes are going to be out there. That's going to be on September 9th, and would love for you to be there. If you need more information, email me, text me, send smoke signals, whatever. Pony Express. I'll be glad to help you get that. So, hey, you're listening to 103.5 WLSP, The Sun, right here in beautiful Sun Prairie. And we're underwritten by those folks at the Bank of Sun Prairie and, of course, the Baker Realty Group, along with Budding Butterfly. Love to say that. Hey, this is a fun day for me, as I was saying, because the ladies that are here are just phenomenal. And I can say there's three of my favorite ladies, three of my favorite Sun Prairie ladies that are here, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Maureen Crombie is our guest today, and so we're going to talk with her in her first time ever with Tara. I think she's a little nervous because her knee's going about 100 miles an hour over there, but that's okay. I was nervous like you couldn't believe. It was something else. But it's a fun thing. This is serious. This isn't a joke, and it's something that is something for you to consider. Here's what I'm going to say. Stay in curiosity and seek to understand. And I will give my spouse all the credit for this, for guiding me this way. So it's, just stay in curiosity with me, would you? Hey, I want to tell you about this lady that just happens to be here, Maureen Crombie. She's the District 3 Alderperson. City of Sun Prairie, of course, distinguished past Southern Wisconsin Governor of Optimus International. Optimus is in her heart always, and her and I are always trying to figure out ways to do things together, Lions and Optimus. Originally, she's from Columbus, and she's a huge Cardinal fan. Thank goodness. Sun Prairie's a Cardinal also. And she is absolutely, she moved here about 30 years ago. 30 years ago, that's wild. Maureen is super active in our community, volunteers in numerous Sun Prairie community organizations, including one very special to me, and that's the Friends of the Sun Prairie Media Center Board of Directors, where she is the chair of the events committee, and she's taking on a project right now that you're going to hear a lot about, and I want you to be a part of, and it's called Trivia Palooza, which will happen October 21st. Some trivia about Maureen Crombie, a lot of people don't know, is she's a basketball nut. Played basketball her freshman year in college, and she's coached a bunch of different things. Am I right?
Yeah, you are right.
Wow.
How did you know all that?
I did my homework, girl. So let's do this. Let's get the show started, and as I start every single show for the last 8 years, let's go fishing in the dark. We'll be back to meet with Maureen and the ladies. Good morning, everybody. Get up, get your coffee, get your tea, wake up. I have to have a new thing.
Maureen, do you want to hold a really pretty crystal?
Sure.
There's rainbows in there. Uh-huh.
Don't forget we're still on
Facebook?
Facebook. Do I have one?
Yeah. That's Himalayan salt.
Cool. So Elaine, or Linda Hansen, who's moving,
Yeah.
I sold her condo, and she gave me a salt light.
Lamp. That's
Lamp.
cool.
Yeah, so that's our second one in our house.
That's nice.
I know, right?
And that's to do with ionization, yes? Yeah.
She's a Budding Butterfly fan.
Oh, yeah.
We love her.
We do.
Hello, Linda. If you're watching.
Oh, yeah, she switch over. Let's see everybody.
Do you know his favorite song this is? Rich Man Shaver.
Oh.
I was dying.
She goes like this.
Oh, yesterday? I know. Yeah. Yeah, I was dying selling the uncooked corn.
Well, I mean, the heat and the humidity were just something else, and it was, it wasn't fun after that. I mean, I was having a blast there, but it was flipping hot.
How long were you out?
I got there at 10, and then I left about 5.
Yeah,
My wife
after
was there
5
early.
o'clock, the parking lot was crazy. You know, because of the races, people are coming in and going out the wrong way, you know, and I'm like, where are the Lions? So I said, they leave at 5.
Maureen says, good morning, everyone. She says, Maureen and Bill, I see you survived Corn Fest.
Who was that? Who said that?
This is Terry McElroy.
Oh, Terry.
Yeah, Terry's one of those people that could sit in humidity all day and still look perfect.
Well, yeah, she has all those beautiful hats.
I know, it's the hats, right? I tell her that all the time.
I gotta get me some hats.
I was thinking that on my way to the Corn Fest yesterday. Oh, I wonder what hat she's gonna wear. That's a compliment, though. Not everybody looks good in hats.
Good morning, Amy. Amy Bailey's now watching us. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, good morning, good morning.
So the turnout was good for Corn Fest?
What?
Turnout was good
For
Corn
Yeah.
Fest?
oh, huge.
Saturday was huge, too.
Was it? Good.
It was amazing. How many cars? So the Lions parked cars. So we had 3 people. So we had 6 on each lane coming in, and it was just nonstop. And I kept having to give money away because it's a lot of money. But and then yesterday I had a different. I took money on Friday and Saturday, which I mean it's just nonstop. It's just nonstop, and you all of a sudden you look up and go, oh, my shift's over. Oh, okay,
Yeah.
and just dripping wet.
My
Yeah.
neighbor won the 50-50 raffle for
Oh,
the
did they?
Lions Club. Yeah,
Yeah.
on Saturday.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, she came over and told me that yesterday. She goes, I was here to collect my money, and
Oh.
Way cool.
yeah.
Mhm.
I like the song.
Mhm.
I went home though last night. I had to go drop off corn at my son's house, and I got done about 6, and I was crashed. You know, I took a shower and just laid down in bed and went to bed. I think before 8:30.
Mhm. That feels good sometimes. Yeah.
Saturday,
This is not.
you all right?
Oh yeah, my hair's just falling down. Nothing major.
Terry had been out there, and so I knew she was dead. And so she sent me a text and said, I'm on my way home. So I'd already picked up a pizza at Buck and Honey's and had it ready. And then when she walked in, she had a glass of wine sitting there.
Mm.
Oh.
She ate maybe 2 or 3 pieces of pizza.
Yeah.
You know how they cut it.
Right.
And drank that glass of wine. And she said to me, do you mind if I eat this on the couch? I'm like, yeah, whatever. You know, I don't care. She ate that, drank the wine, and next thing I know, she was out.
Do you guys usually eat in your dining room?
Try to. We have a
That's
bar
very
area.
Virgo of you.
Is it?
Yeah, I feel like there's a time and a place for things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
I agree.
Mhm.
Yes, we do that.
That's sweet.
Somebody's alarm going off?
Sounds like a phone.
Aha!
What is that? A heat
called a
check?
fan.
Oh.
Oh my goodness, thank you. I am warm. I'm not usually a warm person.
It's warmer in here than usual.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
Well, it is hot outside,
Yeah.
you know, so maybe it's just trying to keep up with all that.
Yeah.
It's not very powerful, but
I can feel it.
A light breeze is powerful sometimes. Mhm.
you know, love.
Mhm.
So we're going to come on and we're going to talk about budding butterfly, and then we'll talk about Renee, and then we'll get into it. Good morning, Nate. Glad to see you're on. Nate says from DeVentures, Saturday was a long day at Cornfest. Made it till 10:30 on trash duty. Have you been to Cornfest?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, the Corn Shack is where you get a sauna.
Yeah.
Oh, I bet. Well, I used to work in kitchens, so I know what that's like, and it really is a lot
Oh my God.
for hours on end. Yeah.
That's something else.
Mhm.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's intense.
I shouldn't have picked this song because it's 6 minutes long.
Oh.
How far are we into it?
3 minutes.
Okay.
3.5.
What year was this song written?
Oh wow.
Like, what's your guess?
74?
I was gonna say 73.
I was gonna say 78.
Okay.
1973.
Oh, good
Year I was
job.
born.
Thank you. I know you see your year born. Maybe that's why I was thinking it. Oh shoot.
Oh no.
Oh wait.
Wait. There's more. I can't click on that or it'll. Yeah, I think it's 73.
Alrighty.
Perfect.
Yeah.
50 years ago. How nice.
Is the group called Moontan?
I know,
Or is
it's a
that-
list. Somebody's playlist.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Did he tell you you're gonna give an on-air reading?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
You're good with that? We're good?
I'm fine.
She won't give any personal. If she sees something, that's held aback.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You're safe.
Anybody here?
I haven't asked.
Just, I'm
Let
asking.
it ride. I know you are.
The other day, so you know me and pennies, right?
Yeah.
So Terry came in, and what I did. Morning, Melissa Ratcliffe's watching now. So when Terry crashed, I took her blue sweatshirt, her Cornfest T-shirt that we all were wearing, and all that. It's only been washed about 10 times, I think, since we got them. And I threw it in the washer with some other things in there. And when I brought everything out the next morning to get her ready and all that, there was a penny in the washer. I didn't have any pennies. She had no pennies. Pennies are a
Nothing
sign
with
of my
pockets?
mom.
Oh, okay.
And
Pennies from heaven, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
My mom and I talked about that before she died.
Okay.
And I said, like, send me pennies from heaven. And I find them all the time.
Mm.
And in our washing machine, no. Terry never has change in her pocket. I never have pennies.
Yeah, right.
Usually I have 4 quarters, a $50, St. Patrick, and then a Susan B. Anthony.
You know exactly what's in your wallet. I never know exactly what's in my wallet, coin-wise.
That's just my pocket stuff, as I with
Aw.
my pocket knife.
Yeah,
I
me
was
too,
very-
always.
All right, here we go.
Mm-hmm. I have so much hair. Okay.
Oh, a little bit of radar love right here on 103.5 WLSP, The Sun. Good morning, everybody. Bill Baker here, and glad to be joining you this Monday morning. The caffeine and everything, the tea and my ginseng and turmeric are kicking in because it was a long weekend. We started Cornfest about last Wednesday and finished yesterday, and I got to tell you, I think it was some of the best corn that I have ever had, and it was huge. Jameson Rabbit, our own Jameson Rabbit here from the Media Center, won the corn eating contest again. And I was teasing him because he said, well, I had 8 last year. 8 in 10 minutes, I said. Oh my gosh, you're slow. Did anybody else compete against you? He looked at me and goes, Bill, these things are huge. I'm like, dude, come on, I could probably do 12. Just sit there and, you know, like the cartoons you see.
Typewriter.
Typewriter,
Yeah.
right? And I didn't realize how big these ears of corn actually were until I saw them this year, and I'm telling you, 1 corn cob was enough for everybody, I think. But I ate 2, so 3.
My dad used to take a knife of the corn cob and eat it, and
Oh,
put
yeah?
it in a dish and eat it that
sure.
way.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, he never would eat it on the cob.
Oh, he wouldn't?
No, I think they should have I think they should have this contest on Sunday too.
Oh, wow. They had hot peppers
Yeah.
on Sunday.
Ooh.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
I was so
Oh.
hot, I already left, so.
Okay.
Ooh.
Oh, my son was into eating hot peppers. He would do that at Wings and do that contest where you get it and you get.
Yep.
Oh my
Mhm.
God! I said, "What do you get for doing that?" He goes, "Well, I get my name on the wall." I'm like, "Oh,
Pride.
cool."
Yeah.
Little
Recognition.
Polaroid, bad picture up on the wall and stuff. But I had fun. I thought it was a really good turnout.
Yeah, me too.
Absolutely fantastic. And so a lot of the vendors were there. That was cool. A lot of the area vendors were there. A lot of kids' activities.
Mhm.
Of course, we had music like you couldn't believe, and that was enjoyable from what I heard. But we had a good time. We gave out a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. Did I say a lot of stuff?
You said, yep.
A lot of stuff. We spun our product wheel so many times we broke it. Broke one of the digits off. I know, but we did. Hey, let's talk about today. This is going to be fun. I want to tell you about Budding Butterfly and Kristi, because she is absolutely amazing. She owns Budding Butterfly down on Main Street, right at the corner of Main and Bristol. Great location, nicely renovated recently, expanded. Has a porch, which you got to go there to experience the porch. But this wonderful lady offers products and services to empower growth and transform your journey. I want you to stay in curiosity with this. Again, seek to understand. Just go visit the store. It is very mystical and very spiritual when you're walking in there, and you can feel it. You can feel it. Good Catholic boy says you can feel it. I'm just telling you that. Don't get hung up on religion right now. But she specializes in beautiful, high-caliber gifts that may be difficult to find, such as the highest quality of ethically sourced and hand-picked crystals and crystal decor, incense burners, candles, tapestries, altar cloths, dream catchers, clocks, crystal trees, crystal keychain. This list is long. It's so long. We won't have a show left of it. But she's got a wonderful assortment of items, and you just got to go in and check it out. And it smells good when you get in there too. Just want you to know. Now tell me, what's the thing on Wednesday nights? You have a group of ladies?
Sure. Wednesday nights is Soul Connections. It's not just ladies.
Oh, it's not?
Whoever wants to come.
I didn't know that. I thought it was
Just we just happen to have a mostly lady-oriented clientele.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, cool.
Or it just worked out that way.
Yeah. Soul Connections on the first and third Wednesday of the month. It is a group who gets together. We talk about spirituality, different topics. Renee is usually the one leading those.
Often, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then we are also getting ready to do full moon fires.
What's full moon fires?
It is basically a fire that we're having out in the back in our green space on the full moon.
We have a very small yard out there. Mm-hmm. Right
Off the back
behind the
of the
building.
porch.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Small but mighty.
So we did this on the first full moon in August, and different kinds of herbs we set up so that you can put together basically like a little bounty that you can burn and release into the fire. So, yeah.
Not only put together, you and I go out in those woods and pick those plants.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
We forage.
Mm-hmm.
So we're picking different kinds of protective plants that brings different kinds of properties like power, protection.
We'll have them all laid out for you. You make a little bundle. Then you write down anything you feel like you need to let go of, and maybe write down something you'd like to bring in.
And burn it?
Burn it in a 100-year-old cauldron that becomes the fire pit. And then we sit, and last time we broke out some singing bowls and some drums and just like had fellowship, I guess. It was
Wow.
really nice.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Cool.
Watch the moon rise.
Hey, that voice you hear is Renee. How is it? Niami.
Niami.
I love it. I'm getting it. About 20 years from now, I'll get that.
You're doing really well.
Thanks. I appreciate it. She's a third-generation spiritualist, psychic, clairvoyant, and herbalist. And with over a decade of divination experience, Renee has cultivated a uniquely warm, conversational style of tarot reading. And that's what we're going to do today. And Maureen has so generously volunteered to do this. And Maureen, I got to tell you that everybody that's done this has been amazed. And sometimes it's emotional. Sometimes, it's just going to be fun. I know I'm sitting in, when I did it the first time, I'm sitting in front of Renee at Budding Butterfly, and I'm in awe. I'm like, she's hitting on things. I'm like, oh my gosh, right? And then I was so amazed at trying to listen to her that I didn't remember a damn thing.
Oh.
I never remember either.
Well, Terry's like, well, what did she say? I'm like, well, she kind of talked about, I don't know. And so she tells me, why don't you record it next time? Which you're allowed to do.
I advise people to. Mm-hmm.
Well, and so with that, thank you, ladies, for being here. Maureen, thanks for being here.
Yeah, I'm
Thank
looking
you,
forward to
Val.
this.
Mm-hmm.
And Kristi, thanks for bringing this to Sun Prairie.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
welcome.
I know you're a member of the chamber. You're an active member of the chamber. I like to say that, and so we really appreciate that. Maureen Crombie, you have done so much for Sun Prairie, and it is so appreciated. we don't always agree, but we still love each other and care about each other afterwards, right?
And care about what happens to the community.
Exactly. It's okay to disagree, and that's what people
yeah.
need to understand. You need to disagree respectfully.
That's right.
And in this world of politics, at times, I think others forget about that.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
But I like Sun Prairie because I had some other people that just visited recently, and they were talking how approachable our city government is. And I said, well, of course, it should be that way. Every single alder is approachable, and you can have a conversation with them. You can have a debate with them. You can share. And like I said, we're not always going to agree on everything. But that's where growth occurs.
That's right.
You know, so I mean, the big thing right now is the building across the street from Kristi that they proposed that's 6 stories high. And you know, that's a controversial subject, only because people care about the what do you call it? The view, not the view, the
what's the downtown
downtown
architecture?
yeah.
Kind of,
but there's a word for that. I can't think of it.
Oh, you're right.
the cityscape of
Facade.
it.
Yeah.
The facade of the downtown.
I would like to add that also the community members who live downtown are concerned about their quality of life, and the people who live downtown matter and are very important to Sun Prairie.
That's true. And you just you went to
Well
my next
said.
thing. Nicely done, Renee, because that was my next thing, is that the neighborhood is concerned about that building being so high. Also, the next word is always traffic, and so you got to be concerned about that.
And this will be on the Planning Commission the second week in September. It was supposed to be this month, but then they postponed it again.
Okay.
September 12th.
Yep.
Will you be there?
You will
We're
be
gonna
there?
Oh yeah.
We'll be
Yeah.
there.
I think I got to go to that.
I think
just
it's
to
going to
watch.
be
I'm gonna sell popcorn.
a very popular meeting to go to.
Yeah.
There'll be a lot of people there.
I was urged to go, so I'm gonna go for
Yeah.
sure. But I have vested interest too, so
Now, so your alder persons are Terry McElroy and Steve Stalker.
yes.
And very active, and they've got opinions about this also. But
We see Steve pretty regularly, like just through the chamber or him just stopping by, walking by. Yeah.
I'm going to say this about who Steve and Terry and Maureen. I would say they are the 3 most visible alders that we have. You know, we see the others once in a while, but not as routine as we see those 3. Maureen's going, shaking her head. Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Interesting. Do you identify as an extrovert, Maureen? Like, are you naturally a social person?
Yes.
So it suits you to be out in the community and while you're serving the community.
Right.
Yeah, you're friendly.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's nice.
She's fabulous. So let's get into this. So what we're doing today is Renee's going to be doing a Tara reading for Maureen, and she'll describe all the activities. I'm going to sit back and inject when I can, and when I get a chance to. Charlie Ponte, thanks for joining the show. And if you've not watched this or listened to this, if you'd like to watch it and you're listening right now, you can go to Facebook and go to Baker William J, or you can go to 103. No, can't go there. You can
Budding
go
Butterfly.
Budding Butterfly is one you can go to, and I think some people are coming through on that one. If I don't respond to you, it's because you're on something else, you're watching it, and I don't see you pop in. So, but you can go on Facebook and you can watch what's going on at the same time. Don't be nervous, Maureen. It's all cool.
I'm not nervous.
No,
I'm
you don't.
excited.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, let's get her on.
Okay, hi.
Hi.
How you doing today?
I'm
It's
doing
your
great.
first tarot reading, correct?
That's correct.
Okay, what I'm doing, this is going to be for you. Why don't I hand this over? That's
Okay,
for
the
you. You can
cards.
shuffle it, play with it, whatever you
Okay.
want, throw it around. But when one card feels like it's staring at you in the eyeballs, that's your card. We'll flip it over, read a little bit about it, and then we'll get into some tarot. What I am doing when I am pulling cards for you is I'm asking that your spirit guides, your ancestors, and passed on loved ones just have a conversation with us, right? About what they see as your highest possible outcome from where you're standing right now. And then any blockages that might be in the way, and sometimes they'll just bring up little stories or situations and stop me. Like if anything seems significant or reminds you of something else, please cut me off because I'll just talk.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So you want me to show you?
Sure, yeah, what is it? Okay. 35, we have spiritual evolution. Yep, there it is. Set your heart free. That's really sweet. Okay. Numerologically, that makes it an 8. What's an 8, Kristi?
Oh, it's nearing completion, but I can't remember off the top of my head.
So you're like
You're looking for something, Kristi.
80% of the way through your journey, whatever this cycle you're on is. Forgiveness and compassion is needed now. Set your heart free. Oh, okay. Right now, forgiveness is required if you wish to move forward in life. Sometimes you must accept an apology you know you may never receive. Forgiveness will set your heart free from an invisible control that has been existent over some situation. Forgiveness does not mean you will forget what has occurred. It means that you can live without it controlling your life any longer. Listen, this is something about, and it could be a recurring theme, right? Because oftentimes we have recurring themes in our life, right? Based on how we're raised and how our brain is wired. But this is very much, there may be a situation in your life where you need to explore the idea of motivations for release, right? Meaning sometimes always we forgive others not because they deserve forgiveness, but because we deserve peace, right? And there may be some people or situations that are just unsolvable, that are just, you can't get to them no matter what. And it's like cutting your losses and forgiving yourself for like things not working out sometimes. And just allowing people who hurt you to go on with the bad selves. Bye. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any specific, before I get into tarot, is there anything specifically, any area of your life that you know you're seeking guidance in, or do you have any goals for this reading?
I don't have any goals for the reading, but I found it very interesting what you were just saying just now.
Is there anything applicable in generality that you could share, or how does this apply to your life in general?
Well, I'm a very stubborn person. And I've learned to release I have problems with people not acknowledging what they're doing. And but I've learned to move on, and
because you can't change people, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it feels like that has been a consistent sort of journey, and each time it comes up, it's sort of like you get lower highs and higher lows about it. It's like you're evening out in your temperament towards control, or you just can't control how other people react to stuff, right? And just that not affecting you. So that has been sort of like a theme, and it's sort of a theme right now in some ways too. But they acknowledge your journey when it comes to that. King of Pentacles, okay. This could be a person in your life. This could be a spouse. Are you married?
I'm a boyfriend of 20 years.
Boyfriend of 20 years. So you do have a partner that feels like is very grounding for you, and that has been the journey of like stability where there maybe was none in the past. Can you speak to that?
A journey of stability where there was none in the past.
Right, or like maybe the reason that it has been brought up, and it may be in relation to feeling safe around someone, right? Because it does seem like you've had patterns of like maybe erratic behavior, or people treating you or a situation the way you would never treat someone else or their situation, right? And so that this partner in some ways has been grounding for you. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Not just financially, but I feel to me this is like physically grounding, putting down roots, and that being healing and a little bit reprogramming for the way that you mentally are wired, right? When we're in a little bit more survival mode, or we feel a little bit like open and exposed and raw, that keeps our brain sort of in a certain scope of survival mode. But it seems like through this relationship, if we were to look back 25 years ago, we would have found you in a much more reactive state, as opposed to feeling much more stable through the things that you've been able to teach your partner and that he's been able to teach you. So they bring up the way that there's been mental reprogramming for one another and stability provided to one another, like through your union. Basically, they like him. Good job.
Everyone does.
Do they? Do they?
Oh yeah.
So early in the reading, you have pulled a Choose Your Own Adventure card. I have 4 additional cards in my 78 card deck, I suppose making an 82 card deck, right? That have no assigned meaning. I just kept them in the deck because you're supposed to interpret something about it. So if you look at this card here, what do you see?
I see a little girl with a mother, or I assume she's her mother or caretaker.
Mm-hmm.
And there's are these doves in the corner?
Yes.
Yes. And they're looking at something that they're both sharing. And the little girl has no shoes on. She's barefoot.
How does that... Is one of the people you, do you feel like? Or is one of the people representing you?
I would probably say the older woman.
You're the nurturer.
Mm-hmm.
It almost feels too... Okay, so... That speaks to almost the way... Oh, and it speaks to your career too, like helping the vulnerable, right? Barefoot, leading someone through. You're both exploring something. I'm going to show this to the camera if I may.
Sure.
Both exploring something, but sort of one is the leader, gently nudging someone towards what they're both interested in, right? And the dove is peaceful. It almost feels like you do have like such a soft, sweet little heart. That's really nice. Did you feel like that you had that same leadership from your mother or maternal role? Was it nurturing?
Yes.
So that's sort of just in your DNA to like pass that on to others. That's very sweet. Oh, and it shows that has been rewarding to you, that has been the path that has provided you with financial abundance, right? And to the point where now you can sort of explore more journeys of the heart, whether that's just pursuit of pleasure or pursuit of the mind and discovery, right? But that you get this like gold star for establishing whatever you establish, which feels like pentacles are house, money, job, car, contracts, material things that we can see, touch, feel. When we see the pentacles growing in lavish gardens, we see the people surrounding the pentacles sort of in lavish robes. That to me is a description of the fact that through this energy of kind of being mama in like a very sweet, peaceful way to the world around you, that is the way that you have and will continue to provide for yourself and experience financial abundance, right? And I feel like this wasn't always the path that you thought you were going to go down initially, or what, career-wise? Were you always in public service? Did you always see yourself doing this?
No, I've always been one, I feel like I was brought on this earth to give back, to make a difference in our communities.
They show that.
But I was never, when I was younger, I was never like on student council. I was very shy.
Wow.
Very timid.
Oh my gosh.
And I mean, people wouldn't even think that about me.
No.
But I think I've always like for example, I did when I was in 5th, 6th grade. I think that's what really got me out of my shyness.
Mm-hmm.
And I would do like carnivals, muscular dystrophy carnivals for the neighbors. And we would do these walks and form, these like this food walk, and when I was in like middle school. So
The thing about
organized.
The thing about Maureen though is that she has no problem taking the lead. I mean, she's our former council president. She has I think the most important role on the board that I'm president for as the events chair, and does just a fantastic job. When she takes on a project, she takes it on fully. The optimist side of it, the things she does for optimists are, you're like, where does she get all the time? Well, people say that to me. I mean, you do a lot more than I do. And so when you say you're shy, or you were shy, oh my God.
I was very shy.
Wow.
I used to hide underneath my mom's coat.
Do you want to know something funny? When you said, whatever you just said about to lead, your spirits, Maureen, just said, well, close, but you're not a leader, you're a guide. And I don't really know like the very subtle, I mean I do, but that's a very subtle linguistic difference. But they wanted to make that clarification, which I thought was a little poetic and kind of sweet, right?
Mm-hmm.
That you're not a leader, you're a guide, like more specifically, right?
Well, and now in my lifetime, I love to lead other people. Or I mean, I love to see leaders. I love to create the leadership in a person.
That to me is how this card looks, like you're creating new versions of yourself almost. a little like army of like little big-hearted people giving back. That's very cool.
The way I would describe her is a servant leader.
Yes, that's the energy. That's really beautiful. And so there's some kind of, I want to stick with it because
Something just came over you.
yeah, there's some kind of conversation they want to have about the path that led you here, though, where although you've always had sort of a servant's heart, right, that they want to take credit almost for like intervening in fate in some way to bring you to this place. And I'm not sure exactly what they did, but it was like you were the magician, right? You had all the tools at your table. In the Tarot Maureen, we deal with 4 suits: the cups, the wands, the swords, and the pentacles, right? And you'll notice with the magician, he has them all at his table, but does have to think carefully and creatively about all the tools that he has in order to like perform alchemy, to turn something into nothing. And so there was a real something that happened with you that they're bringing up where it's like you spun something into gold in some way to like find your path, where there was a journey to get here. And you don't have to share if you don't want to, but it feels like it required a fresh start for you here with the Fool card, right? Like there was some kind of release that you had to do to get to this point, whether that was like endings of relationships or I'm not sure what that was. But very interesting, the journey they describe, and that they sort of were mama ducking you through space-time into like coming into what you have always been, which is this real giving, charitable person. It's a beautiful way they see you. I hope you see yourself that same way. I know I just said a lot, but is any of that resonating with you?
Yeah, I think so.
Good.
Mother ducking, that's a new term.
You know how mama ducks move the babies like this? Like kind of like, they don't like those kind of zhuzh them around. Gently,
Mother
leading,
ducking.
guiding, right? What do you want to do now here with the 3 of Wands? You've got kind of your ducks in a row energetically. The vibes are good. But I do see it's like you're looking out over what you have, looking out over your territory, but there's a little bit of a haze in the air about where are you going right now? Right? How are you feeling about that?
Yeah, I can see that little bit of a haze. Because I'm in between jobs right now, plus being on the city council.
Okay, so there is some fresh start aspects where we're not quite sure what that looks like yet.
Right.
Okay, but listen, if we're having a fresh start here with the Fool, and we're seeing the 3 of Wands, it's kind of like, at least your wands are in a row. Like the vibes are right. It's almost as though you may not see the path forward, but the path forward is there, right? It just is like you're going to get wherever it is. I think the point might be the haze right now. There's like some lesson in the haze or some surrender in the haze right now. That's a part of the journey that like it's that final release that's required. You're at 8, right? 8 out of 10. You're almost there. The final steps I feel like are just this like, well, I know I'm going to be fine, and I trust in the universe, and I know that if I just take careful steps, right? Okay, so like Kristi and I go barefoot hiking a lot, and then we'll start
hiking.
It's wonderful.
What are you, knuckleheads?
Kinda. And then so good for the soul. Okay, that could have been a foot joke. The soul. Okay. And then you traverse or like some waters, and you've got a stream, and you've got rocks, and yes, like you know where you are, and you know that you're okay, but you're not 100% sure if the next step is a slippery rock or if the next step is you sink down a foot, kind of, a little bit, right? And then from there, it's like the next step could be a sandbar. You're going to get across the river, but you're not 100% sure because the water's always changing what's in front of you. And I feel like that's part of the journey, just like the trust and the surrender in that moment. Does that make sense to you?
Mm-hmm.
That's where you are right now. This all clears up. It becomes crystal clear. But I think there's something about this like final surrender of just like, I'm going to feel my way through and trust that the world I've created around me and my higher self knows exactly what they're doing. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's kind of exciting for you, and look, you got strength here, right? Strength of the lion, strength of the loyalty. I feel like there's a mention of,
Show the card, please.
oh, there's a mention of the strong support that is around you. May even be specifically Leo energy. That's like a late July or an August birthday. But it's like you did this. Like you created such a support net. Like people really love you. That's very nice. It's nice to be meeting you. People really are loyal to you, I feel like, within your circle of trust, within your family. And that is, again, that same infrastructure that they were mentioning with this King of Pentacles through your partner, right? This strength in the foundation. I just keep hearing like there's so much to trust. There's so much that you can trust. In a world where there wasn't always people and situations that seemed trustworthy, you really had to figure it out, it feels like, earlier in life. But man, did you alchemize that, it feels like, and just create a sturdy, to where you can wander a little bit. Like it's safe here to wander a little bit. I don't know why I feel like I need to drive that point home, but it's just very safe because of the physical and spiritual support that exists around you. Do you sense that? Are
Yeah,
you aware
I
of
do.
this? It's
Yeah.
really beautiful. Congratulations on cultivating this. That's really nice. A+. I would vote for you.
Hey, Rosette Covey just popped on. She says, people really do love her. We all love her.
Oh,
That's
sweet
what
of
they're
her.
saying.
Brent Iceburner's watching too.
That's lovely. Wow, they really bring up like the love. As I'm saying the love, another choose your own adventure. There really are only 4, but with all the hearts on it. Do you want? I'm just gonna show the camera like a good girl, and then
You're putting me in tears.
That's good. See, there's the release already. What do you see there? To me, yeah, this is for you. To me,
Okay.
it's always looking like a support system of some kind, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a bunch of robed, sort of ethereal women coming in with hearts. But the rest, I'm curious what you see.
Well, let's see. I see a lovely view outside. A place to belong by walking up the steps here into the building, and I see lots of people gathered around.
The people love you. This is like abundance, abundance, abundance. Like, what do you want to do with it next? It almost feels like, ooh, there's an energy that you could really build on. I don't know what you're trying to build, and maybe that's where it's like that 3 of Wands. Like, what do you want to build? Because the support is there. I feel like people would get behind you on anything that you put your mind to right now. Yeah, the word build keeps coming up, so whether that's literal or metaphorical, right? You could really build something. And again, I want to just go back to the Magician. I know we talked a bit about how, you have everything that you need, you have all the tools at your table, but I almost think like there may be some things like you don't even realize how much is available to you, but you're about to find out in some way, shape, or form, which is very exciting. This is beautiful. I feel like you don't know I feel like it's a large energy. It feels communal. Whenever there's a collective consciousness, right, which is basically what you specialize in, it amplifies. That's why mass meditation works so well, right? Or group prayer, right? The reason that it works is because it's the bringing of people together towards one common goal that has a lot of power behind it. And I think that you do it so naturally because it's just sort of how you operate, and like it's just so true to your character, and you've managed to kind of carve out a life along that path, that you may take for granted the power that's in that. Not in a bad way. I just feel like you're about to be pleasantly surprised by how much support there is and how much power, in a good sense of the term, there is behind that concept and behind you in that support system. That's really nice. Are you about to do something big?
Yes, I have a few projects that I'm working on.
Favorable
And-
outcomes.
Well, that's good to hear.
Yeah, and just don't forget to, I feel like people want to help you. Make sure that you're telling people how they can be helpful to you, because people really do want to help you. And yeah, there's just I feel like there's more even available to you than you realize. That is cool. Congrats. What are you working on? Do you want anything that you can share?
Well, not right now, I can't.
Okay.
But,
all right. Well,
yeah.
exciting. Very exciting. Huh. The people love you. Also, there's something to do with your emotional intelligence and how that ties into, was your father a sensitive man? Is your father a sensitive man?
Let's see, was my father sensitive?
Or was there emotional lessons inside that relationship?
Well, he was a great man. I was a lot like him. We had a lot in common and did a lot together, of course. I actually had more of a relationship with my dad than I did my mom.
That's how this feels, because when we're seeing your father as the King of Cups, Cups is mama energy, right? Like, Cups is very emotional intelligence, intuitive, all these things that are generally viewed as more of a feminine power than a masculine, but showing that, like, that duality and that sort of dichotomy, seeming that yin yang kind of thing, really. And your father is passed.
Yeah.
Oh, and very present, and I feel that you're aware of that, right? Do you talk to him?
I think about him.
Yeah, he's hearing those
yeah.
thoughts. I almost feel like if you need any guidance, or you would like more signs, right, or pennies from heaven, so to speak, right, that's available to you, very present.
I think that the one thing is, when I first was elected to office,
Yes.
my dad and I always had these political conversations, and I think I would always try to get him upset with things that I said, and I did it on purpose. And
Now I understand a lot.
and I think, I know he would have been proud of me when I was
Very.
first elected on the city council, and yeah, I kind of, that was kind of sad, not knowing that my dad would know that I was elected to the city council.
He does know, and he says your strength is in your vulnerability, and the fact that you've been able to preserve that through everything that's gone on is just really beautiful, to, like, stay pure in that way, in your vulnerability, emotional vulnerability. And I feel like it's related to those, like, sort of early childhood moments where he was vulnerable with you that, like, really impacted this whole, it's like if they take me back, that's where it started somehow. And I can't quite figure why, but it's like that's all where everything started, I feel like, was with your father. And that's, I mean, where everything still is, because very present just around you all the time. Definitely knows, definitely proud. But that, remember this, if you don't remember anything else, that your vulnerability is your strength, and that your emotional intelligence is your strength. And I feel like occasionally people gaslight you or, like, undermine your analysis on, like, your intuition of a situation. And that might be happening again in the future, like through whatever process of creation that you are on. And sometimes Spirit puts people in our path that, like, are supposed to give us good advice and challenge us because we might be missing something. But I feel like whatever's going on with you in this next chapter, it's like you do kind of have to be like la 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 and really just listen to yourself. And that's it. Like, your strength is your vulnerability. Just don't harden, right? Like, stay soft. That's how that feels. Stay soft, right? That's really sweet. Any questions about anything I've said so far?
No.
That's really beautiful. And just keep things a little bit close to the chest about whatever you're doing financially. Make sure all your, what do you say, like, I's are dotted, T's are crossed. Mum's the word unless it's within the circle of trust for some reason. Well, you already said mum's the word. I was like, what are you working on? You're like, I don't know. Because you're really just keeping your head down, and like this is a lot of Pentacles energy, which is a lot of 3D manifestation and the growing of like physical abundance. So congrats on whatever you're working on. Remember to stay vulnerable. Dad's always with you, and the people love you, and there is fresh start coming. Just trust your gut. That's really beautiful.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Amazing. We've had quite a few people watching, and just, yeah, this is amazing. This is a good show. For the amount that I'm watching on 2 different channels right now, and they love you, and the comments we're making. Miss Maureen.
Very emotional.
It is.
It is, right? Oh, that vulnerability, keep it coming. Emotional vulnerability.
I'm one that thinks, I believe that we have people around us all the time.
Yeah.
I think they've passed, and we've talked about our religions, and
Right.
and there was a discomfort with that originally about doing this for both of us.
Right.
You know, this is like a no-no. I mean, we're taught that you don't mess with this. This isn't something that you do. I don't agree. I think that's man's law saying that, but to have that connection spiritually is just so powerful. And to have someone be able to see inside us, around us, about us is emotional, extremely emotional, and relieving, I think.
Yeah.
You know. And I'll thank my wife for that too.
Oh.
Oh yeah, she's something else. She has her cards at home every morning.
Every morning, huh? That's really cool.
Yeah, it's part of her ritual. She's a bit of meditation, has her coffee. She's not a TV watcher, really. I'm the one that's forced her to do that. But in the morning, she takes her time, her coffee, meditation, and then she reads her cards that I believe she got at Budding Butterfly on Main Street in Sun Prairie.
101 East Main Street.
Budding Butterfly is an interesting story. I mean, and how you came about to do this, because you had a wonderful career. I mean, and you made a decision to be a business owner.
Well, my career came to an end.
I know, but you could have continued. In
I could
some
have continued
form.
in
Sure.
IT or corporate America,
Right.
and it really wasn't fulfilling my soul. Like Maureen says, I felt like I had a greater purpose. I mean, people were calling in, asking for their computers to be fixed, and I'm like having deeper conversations with people, and I just felt like I served a bigger purpose. And yeah, I needed a healing space myself, honestly, so that's what I've tried to create there.
And you continue to go through transformations.
Yeah.
And nicely done.
Thank you. Yeah, it's always a process. We're always growing, we're always learning, we're always evolving. So.
Well, I think you're a valuable entity in our community. You provide a I think energetic and exciting business for some Prairie.
And I feel like it's kind of like a safe haven for some people. Like,
Yeah.
Wow.
People feel good
Well,
when they
explain
come
that.
there.
we're building community in that space, and we have people come in there like literally just once a day. I feel like I hear a customer say, I just really needed to come in here today. I needed to feel this space and this energy and this peace that they feel whenever they come in there. And then we have regulars that are meeting out on the porch.
Oh, really?
Just during our day to day.
It's like a social club that she hosts there, and it really is a little bit like it's become the island of misfit toys. You know what I mean? Like, people just come there when they feel like they need a community and they maybe don't have one, and it builds from there. People really do just stop by unannounced and then sit with us for like an hour and just get healed a little bit. You know what I mean? It's really nice, and it really is like one of those like social salons lost to yesteryear.
Oh, sure.
Mm-hmm.
But you're the that ingredient for our city that makes it so strong and so positive. You're an entrepreneur. You took the risk. You chose Sun Prairie. You didn't have to do that.
Right.
You could have been Madison, or that our bedroom community right down the road called Madison.
Well, so my daughter, she went to some Prairie schools. She went to Sacred Hearts through 8th grade, and I lived in Sun Prairie for a very long time, so Sun Prairie felt like a natural fit. I, too, have been in the state for 28 years. I grew up in Georgia. I've been in Madison and Sun Prairie for 28 years, and it's home now.
Yeah.
But we also, I want to announce, we have a baby kitten.
Oh my gosh.
I almost brought it home today, but I was afraid someone might have allergies.
No, I have 2 at home.
But his name is Trinket. He's black with the tiniest bit of white, and he's a lap kitty. You can carry him all throughout the store. We have customers shopping with him.
Oh.
Tarot clients, he's napped in their lap, and I feel like it's like really helpful for people to become vulnerable when holding a kitten, and I feel like he heals them. And so if you do come in for a reading at Budding Butterfly on Tuesdays, Thursdays, or Saturdays, you do have the option of having a kitty on your lap if you'd like, or if you just want to look at him, I'll hold him too.
Wow.
But he's beautiful and wonderful, and he's still learning stuff and a little bit skittish because he's only 12 weeks old.
11 weeks old, yeah.
But he's perfect, and he loves to be held, and he loves new people.
So your business has been open 3 years? 4 years?
Actually, I opened 2021, May 2021, so
Okay,
it's been a little over 2.
And that was a challenging time. We've talked about it before. I mean,
Yeah.
COVID, right in the middle of COVID, bam.
Yeah.
You did have good help carrying stuff in. We always talk about that. That's how I met you.
Oh.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I'm trying to remember when that was. That was probably like,
I don't remember, but we were at Flavors.
I think that was 2020.
Could have been. And you just come back from IKEA. We could always use an IKEA.
Oh, my
in Sun
favorite
Prairie.
store.
Yeah, it would be better if we were in Sun Prairie. Hello, madam.
There'd be a
Alderperson.
lot of traffic wherever we chose to have it.
Well, we'll put it on Prairie Lakes.
But I go to the one in Oak Creek, and the traffic's fine
That
there.
one's nice too.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't get tax dollars from Oak Creek.
No, right.
We need it in Sun Prairie. Everybody talks about that.
I know.
Oh, it's going to be an IKEA. Yeah.
But then Aaron Oppenheimer, our city administrator, every
Yeah.
time I bring it up, he'll
Yeah.
say, Maureen, we're not talking about that right now.
That'd be nice.
But she had just made a trip, and she was out on the sidewalk unloading stuff, and Terry and I were just coming out of Flavors, which, if you're not familiar with Flavors, is a wine bar at the corner of Bristol and Meade. And I looked over, and looked like they were struggling with it. Not that they couldn't do it. They are very capable ladies and could do anything. I just offered assistance.
I think it was like 10 o'clock at night,
It
and
was.
it was like a Saturday, and it had been a really long day, and we had driven to Schaumburg, and we had been really trying to get the furniture in the store, and those boxes were like
Oh, they're heavy.
50, 70 pounds, I don't know. We had our little dolly and everything, but Bill saved our day that night, because
I
I
just
was
kept you.
exhausted, yeah.
I think you tried to get me to come back the next day to put them together, but I'm like, no, that is.
What were you doing at 10 o'clock on Saturday night?
Well, or at Flavors.
Drinking wine.
Oh, you were there? Okay.
Maybe having
Okay.
appetizers or
A
something.
charcuterie board, or whatever you call it.
And you just saw them unpacking their boxes, and
Uh-huh.
well, that's cool.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
very
it
kind
was
of
10
you.
o'clock at night.
Yeah.
There
Doesn't
wasn't
that
very
sound like
many
me?
people
Yeah,
in
that does
downtown
sound like you.
Sunbury. Yeah. So we're like unloading the van, and they walk out of Flavors, and he like gives a big wave. Hi, hello. Do you need some help? Sure.
And I went
sure.
there. I wasn't by myself.
And I know you before then.
That's true.
That was the first time we met.
Huh.
So generous. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Mm-hmm.
Well, first impressions mean a lot.
Yeah, but I've loved getting to know you.
Yeah.
That's a
been
good
nice.
friendship, both of you. And Renee, during COVID, she's at Full Mile.
I was.
I had no idea.
Mhm.
So we're coming down there, and Laura and I were coming down and having lunch, Laura Stanfield, after our show, and we'd stop in and see her, and it was fun. We had a good time.
Yeah, you drank a lot of tea.
I always drink tea.
I'd
But
make it
only-
special just for you.
I know, you would brew it, which is so cool.
Yeah,
You know,
you
so-
got your own special batch because the other stuff wasn't so good for
Oh,
you.
it's nasty.
You didn't like it.
It's
yeah.
nasty. It's coming out of the gun.
So Wednesdays,
Oh,
I
yeah.
knew. People would be like, "What's that?" I said, "Don't touch it. It's for Bill Baker." Uh-huh. Mhm. For real.
I've heard that story.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, it's lush. I felt the love, I tell you.
Mhm.
It was. It's been great. But I like watching your business grow too. And congrats on what you've accomplished.
Thank you. We have started opening up our new space. It's adjacent. It's on the porch too. It's just outside of the store. It's separate from the store. And we had a party the other night. It was actually for a bachelor party.
Oh.
Bachelorette party.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
it
right.
was really nice. They were able to come in and use a little communal space and have some snacks and champagne while one by one I pulled them back into a little room for readings, and then we'd pop out and everyone, I'd hear them giggling, and then I'd grab another victim and bring them in, and it was really fun and really nice, and I think it was a nice way for them to spend a couple hours.
So did you decide on the positioning in your front, which door you're going to use? Well,
The front door is closed, and I think it's going to stay that way.
okay.
We like the side porch door. It really brings in that porch. I mean, like, it brings the porch, it puts a focus on the porch.
Okay.
And the porch really is a community space.
Okay.
It's meant for anyone to use. We have neighbors upstairs who come and use it after hours sometimes.
Wow.
They're the best.
But
yeah.
really, I mean, we don't offer food and beverage, but if someone's downtown and they get a pizza from Sal's or get a coffee from, like, say, Beans or something, feel free to come and sit on the porch. We've got curtains out there. It's really, really nice, even in 90-degree weather.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it
feels
stays very
so
cool.
nice.
Yeah.
Well, your birthday party was delightful. I mean, we were out there and it was a lot of people. I mean, even for the chamber event we had down there.
The chamber event was nice.
Yeah, I like your involvement in the chamber.
I love the chamber. Honestly, they've had my back since day one. I joined the chamber in 2020 before the store opened, and it was the middle of COVID. We were meeting out in Cannery Square and just getting to know one another. The group then was like maybe 10 people, 12 people who would show up. And all
Yeah,
of a
now
sudden,
it's
now we've got
huge.
50. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's crazy for coffee chat
Yeah.
on Friday. And honestly, like, they're only 2 doors down from the store, so I stop in occasionally and check on them. They check on me a lot, and it's just good energy. I mean, there's such a great relationship there, and I really appreciate the Chamber of Commerce.
Oh yeah, and the chamber is the one, if you're not familiar and you're listening or watching right now, the chamber is the one that hosted the Corn Fest every year. And that's a 12-month planning session. So they'll finish up, they'll do their post Corn Fest, and then they'll go through their review policy, and then they'll start planning for next year. I'm stumbling because the amount of work on that is huge. It's huge. And when you get close to Corn Fest, the third weekend of August always, everything else stops. Everything at the chamber stops basically. This year we did have our breakfast on Tuesday, and our sunrise breakfast, where we get together at the Hilton Gardens, which is a huge sponsor and supporter of the chamber. We probably had 75, maybe 100 people there. Our goal this year is to hit 500 members, and I don't know what the current number is. I know it's over 400, but we need probably another 40 or something, I'm guessing, to get there. I think we'll do it. I think we'll do it because I think we've proven the importance of the Chamber of Commerce. It's not just a sticker on your door. It's not a plaque hanging on your wall. It's the interaction of like people together helping each other to build their business or to solve problems. And I'm proud to be a member also. I love the chamber.
Yeah, me too.
You know?
And I like the importance that they take in the region too.
Yes.
You know, that just how they branched off to other businesses around our area in other communities.
You mean like Channel 15? Channel 3?
Right.
Oh my gosh. I mean, I was blown away when I saw that they joined the chamber.
Wow.
I know.
That's nice.
It is.
They were in the parade.
They were.
It was awesome
Yes, they
to
were.
see that.
I know. Somebody said, why don't you have a float? And I said, well, I'm broadcasting the parade. And they said, well, you should be in a parade instead. Give that to somebody else. I'm like, wow, I could do that. I have a big old house or something out there. Give away dollar bills.
Yep.
No. Fake dollar bills. You know? So as a business owner in the city and having an alderperson sitting across from you, what would be a suggestion for you? Not to put you on the spot, but you have an opportunity to share with someone that's not your alder, but is the part of, I mean, she is part of the leadership, and she carries that importance with her? What could you say to her to help your business or Sun Prairie?
I would like, I mean, like, I don't know, I would like to see downtown thrive more. I'm not honestly sure what's going down on with like the vacancies and different things that we're seeing on Main Street, but I feel like there needs to be a more vibrant downtown Sun Prairie. I know the West Side has had a very big focus in big box stores, but to help mom and pop shops like myself and just to have a destination space,
Community.
like Budding Butterfly. Let me just say this: we have really been thinking about this for a long time of putting a mural on the side of the building.
Oh.
And I've spoken to the owner of the building. He's like, "Go for it. Just give me a rough sketch of what that's going to look like." But we want to focus on downtown historic Sun Prairie because there's a lot of beauty in that, and that's kind of like these big buildings that we're seeing coming into downtown. We want to like honor the history. And like, I'm hoping that is going to continue as we see it grow.
Yeah, and I consider downtown too the hub of the community. That's the, because with the 2000 and, was it 18 or 19? The Sun Prairie Stronger campaign that we had. Right now we're doing a survey, asking people, getting their input. I know they were down there at the beginning of Corn Fest, getting their input on what they would like to see downtown. And so there's a survey that people can fill out.
So where is the survey located, and is it going out into the community, or does the community have to come absorb it?
Well, it's going out to the community, and then the community also has to absorb it too, like by filling out. If you go out there on social media, it'll have the Facebook page and where you can answer these questions. And I know they're going to be at I'm sure they're going to be at the farmers market. I'm hoping, and they'll probably be at the multicultural fair that's a month away, or almost a little less than a month away in September 15th, is it? Yeah. So
I'm a business owner, but Renee is, she lives in downtown.
I do.
So she's got probably some feedback, maybe, I don't know, but I think just she could, like, as far as what it has to offer for pedestrian traffic and just different things in downtown as a person living there. But as a business owner, I would love to see more foot traffic.
There's a combination of things you got to do to make that happen. First of all, is you use the word destination, and that's important. I think the steps are, what can you do to draw those people in? Things like Sunday. The businesses need to be open on Sundays, including the Chamber of Commerce, on Saturdays and Sundays.
I feel like we all need a day of rest.
Well, I understand that, but people are off on Saturdays and Sundays. So if you go to, what's it down in Iowa? Not Gurney. Where Grant's from, President Grant.
Oh, Galena.
Galena.
Oh, I was there a couple weeks ago.
It's open on
Isn't that in
Sundays.
Illinois?
Yeah.
It's open on Sundays.
Galena, Illinois, okay.
And then also, the type of businesses that are coming into downtown aren't supporting it doesn't have a theme to it. I mean, I appreciate Edward Jones and what they've done and the development there. It doesn't attract downtown.
Right.
And they have Saturdays and Sundays. Why would they be open on Saturdays and Sundays? But I mean, the big sphere was when Eddie's was for sale, which Eddie's is always for sale. Was what was going to go there, because it is a destination. People come down to Eddie's. I mean, Renee makes the most incredible chili I've ever eaten.
So good. Is her
Oh
chili.
my gosh.
Yeah.
And the burgers there are delightful. I mean, they're hand making those things.
I miss Market Street though.
Oh, big
I
time.
was thinking
And
another
Carl's Cake.
diner
Oh, yeah.
downtown I miss that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I had friends that would come from Madison,
Oh, yeah.
other communities, just to go to Market Street.
Yeah.
And then that gets them to think about going to other businesses, shops, and
Because you're there anyway. Yeah, I think that a diner downtown, I miss it.
yeah.
And what happened with the guitar shop? Is he still going in?
Yes.
Does anyone know?
Yeah, I
Okay.
don't know when, but
Mhm.
at this point, but yes.
I miss the diner also. I also miss the other diner over by. Should never smack the microphone, by the way.
By Windsor Street there,
Well, yeah, over
No, no.
by McDonald's.
yeah.
Oh, I
Oh,
think
yeah,
I
a
cried
lot of
when that
people.
went
Oh,
away.
yeah,
I
right.
cried.
but it's and we got to bring some of that back. I think Wanakee is a great example. They've done a wonderful job on their downtown area of bringing in those key businesses there.
Yep.
And then I think the other part, my third part of it, is helping the businesses that are already there. Flavors, Budding Butterfly. I mean, go right down the street. What's the business right next to yours?
Primo.
Primo. Helping them and helping them grow and develop, and that traffic's got to change. I'm telling you.
I was going to say parking.
Oh, parking.
Yeah.
So
You know-
I'm concerned whether or not we're going to have enough parking in the downtown area for the businesses. So if people are living there and those are our customers, that's one thing, I guess. But if you are coming to downtown, there's not a whole lot of public parking, and I'm not sure that they are accommodating the parking for the spaces that they're currently building on the new corners.
I think it's time for a ramp.
We totally
A
need a
ramp?
parking ramp. Look,
Yeah,
Matt,
there's
get-
been a discussion of
Yeah.
that.
I think
so.
it is.
Talk about an eyesore.
We're already soaring up the eyes with these big buildings.
Where would you put it?
In the parking lot behind my building.
Or
I mean,
behind my
it's a
building,
flat
yeah.
lot. I mean,
Mhm.
honestly, so there is a large flat lot behind the Chamber of Commerce, and there is a Continental building, and that building has recently started having more people come and work in that building, and then all their employees are filling out that parking spot. And so then where's customer parking? Well, you can't park out on the front of Main Street in front of Primo anymore, that's a bus stop. And then you can't park across the street from me where the new building is being built because that's construction area. So I know that's temporary, but I feel like this growth is not ready for
The
a lot
cars.
of cars.
Right. Well, the
Yeah.
redesign that we've been seeing, it's an incredible redesign.
Mhm.
I mean, it's gazillions of dollars. Gazillions. That's like after bazillions. But
And I know parking is always something that we talk about at the council when we look at like a capital improvement plan, when it comes to like future buildings and, yeah. But that's always, staff is always looking at parking.
Yeah.
You know, I'm one where I think long-term, because our city is going to increase, it's historically 4,000 a year. You know, and it's going to be, we're going to be a community of well over 40,000.
oh yeah, we've hit 38.
Probably, yep.
I saw that come through. I'm like,
Really?
no way.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we blew the numbers off the chart. It was not estimated to be at 38,000 at this time.
Right.
And we are at 38,000. And that tells you something. That tells you that we've got a good community, a strong community. And I always say it's the library, it's the parks, the bike trails, it's our school system, and it's our government. And people say, oh, you're just buddies with everybody. No, I believe because we have an approachable government, that's what makes our city different than others. Now, what I mean by approachable, every single alderperson will take the time to speak with you, listen to you, and interact with you, and then help you through the process. Every single one of them, even Jacobs. Well, I like to pick on Mike.
He's my counterpart.
I know he is.
District 3. Mike's awesome.
But that's what we have, and then the invites of things that are happening. But that downtown area, we've got to nurture that. We have to.
It needs some love, that's
Yeah.
for sure.
It does, and I think it's happening a little at a time. Anything big will knock the socks off some Prairie folks that live downtown. It'll be too fast. It'll be too big, but we need to do it.
Yeah.
And don't change Cannery Square. Don't take my fountain away.
No, I will not do
I
that.
love
Are
that
they
town.
changing Cannery Square? Because I heard they were like bulldozing everything.
That was a rumor, yeah.
Yeah, that's a
That's
rumor.
not true.
No,
Oh.
no.
Please clarify.
Because one thing about our city is we're very transparent when it comes to, when it comes to construction and doing, we're very good with, on our website, social media page, what's going on in our community, but that's not something I've heard about.
Okay.
So,
And she would tell you.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah, I've heard there has been a plan to completely redo Cannery, and I've heard that from
Oh, yeah.
more than one person.
Well, that's the downtown redesign
Yeah.
that they're talking
What's
about.
wrong with
They're,
it
what,
now?
what you'd like to see,
Well,
yeah.
What are they gonna do different? I guess.
Right,
I'm
like
just
what's for
curious.
sure happening that we know
Right
of?
now, there's nothing for sure.
Okay.
You know, we've got, you know, I don't think we're gonna know anything until after people share with us what they'd like to see.
Mhm.
You know, I would personally, I love green space, bike trails. You know, I moved here, well, primarily because of the school district, but because of the parks too. I mean, it's so cool the things that we have done with our parks department, parks recreation and forestry department. You know, now we have a splash pad. You know, Wetmore Park is going to be, is also going to be, we're going to be revamping that in the future. And so it's just cool to see all these places that are destinations for people too. You know, because people do the bike trails at Sheehan Park, and then they decide to eat at our restaurants or go shopping in our stores. And, you know, that's what we want. We want to provide opportunities for our own communities, families, and also other people that want destinations to go to. Like last weekend, or I was in Greendale, or by Milwaukee. That is such a nice little community hub where, I mean, they've got so many unique stores downtown, and they've got like a welcome center and then also a chamber of commerce too, and there's historical features there that you can go to. The buildings, you know, they've got a history of the buildings, and it's just like, you know, it's what makes Greendale, for example, you know. But I mean, some Prairie's still the best for me, but
Oh, yeah.
I still like to visit other communities
Sure.
to see what they're doing, if
Yeah.
something we can take back
Yeah.
for our community.
As far as historical stuff, the Historical Society, I guess, has printed out a new flyer or a new brochure, and it has all the historical buildings up and down Main Street, and that is a really cool piece.
It is.
Isn't
And then what
Um,
is it, the first Saturday of the month in the summer, they do tours.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right. I haven't seen those though. Usually
Yeah,
they start off at farmers market right by me, and they probably just changed
Yeah.
the location.
I was just in there for the Corn Fest, history of the Corn Fest. They have a new exhibit
Oh,
out
wow.
until the end of the month, and so I was just in there and I saw those flyers. Yeah.
The recently I was at Buck and Honey's for their grand opening. They had their VIP party. I was fortunate to get invited, but it was in Mount Horeb, and I thought to myself, wow, here's a restaurant of this type in downtown Mount Horeb. Now Mount Horeb, I didn't have a reason to go to Mount Horeb except for the Lutheran Company, because we got underwear that don't bind. But we need something. It'd be nice to have another restaurant like Buck and Honey's, an Eno Vino or something in the downtown area.
Well, isn't there a plan for a steakhouse?
With that, right, where the explosion was, there's
Yeah.
a plan for a steakhouse.
Don't hold your breath.
And
Don't
Why
hold your
not?
breath. Huh?
Why not?
Well, because I mean, I'm talking about across by Baird. Is
Yeah,
that
on
the
the
corner
the
of
sixth
North
where the
and
floor?
Main.
explosion was, yeah,
Yeah.
right.
So that development's not going to happen.
Well, so
No.
I
No,
understood.
6 stories.
Well, so I understood it was two-part. Like, there's going to be apartments, and then there's going to be a hotel, and the hotel isn't 6
It's gonna have a
stories,
steakhouse.
but it would have a steakhouse.
Yeah.
And to me, that makes sense considering Harriman's was across the street for years,
I know.
right? And then it was Water Chow or Chop House.
And that was a destination.
Bring something
Yeah.
like
Mhm.
that back,
Right.
where it's upscale, finer dining,
Right.
you know,
Right.
bringing people into the downtown area for something, right? And you talk about new people. We have people coming in our store all the time saying, "We just moved here,"
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that too. Yeah.
and it is awesome to see. I mean, they're coming from out of state. They're
Sure.
coming from somewhere else in the state. It's just crazy, but we do have a large influx, and we see that at the stores.
Well, that's why we're at 38,000 people.
Mhm.
Steve Stalker and I were talking at Cornfest, and he was asking me about the downtown. I said, the thing I'd like to see on the 6th floor, or on top of the 6th floor, is a restaurant.
Waunakee has one like that, don't they? The lone. They have a restaurant.
Oh
on
yeah, yeah,
top.
Lone Girl.
Yeah, Lone Girl.
Yeah, they do. Can you get it? All right. Yeah, I mean, I think it would be fabulous, and to have something that again attracts people to come there. Buck and Honey's is a destination restaurant. People will go there because of the service and the quality and all that. Lone Girl, that's okay.
I've never been there.
We've been there.
It's busy.
It is, and it's. I'll give it.
Okay.
I enjoyed my time
Sounds like
there. They had like outdoor seating up top or
Yeah, they do.
something.
Yeah.
It was really nice.
Yeah, it does. But I'll say, the Red and White Bar is cool. Mike Heller, his place, which
Is that a
right
wine?
Yeah,
Is that
it's
a wine place
White
too?
Wine and Charcuterie. That's right there.
Oh, okay.
But I love the downtown when you pull in, the way they've renovated the entire downtown. The facades are absolutely amazing. And guess what? They're like 95% rented or leased out. They have businesses in all those areas. And we struggle with that. Now, it's not the problem of the city to say, it's the landlord and maybe what they're charging, because we know that rents are high. But we know also that in other areas of Wisconsin, it works. So how do we entice them? That's always the thing. And you guys do such a great job on the council. Thanks for doing that. I know you get most of the gripes though.
Oh yeah, it's really nice to hear when people actually appreciate us and actually thank us for doing something.
Right.
You know, it's like we don't hear as much of that as, you know.
Sure.
Yeah.
Right. Damn politicians. The chamber, here's the thing about the chamber now, starting I think in September, they're going to move. They're emptying out the building because they're going to go through a full renovation, and they're going to move into City Hall. So that'll be kind of cool.
I'm going to miss them.
Well, it'll just be for a while. Here's my comment on this, and I've said this to Christina Williams, is that I think that we shouldn't just do the bottom level. I think we do need to add the upper level because there are businesses that need office space. They need just an office space. And it would be wonderful to tie that in with the chamber and supporting chamber members. Or even like a business, I don't know what you want to call it, a business area where someone like, as a realtor like me, where I chose now to come back home and work from home, that if I need special services, if I need a mailbox, if I need somebody to answer a phone, if I need to scan something, or if I need a meeting room or a boardroom or something like that, that would be the place to go.
Yeah, because we don't have enough meeting spaces.
We don't.
For people. Yeah.
Well, you and I, you use the West Side building. You like to use that,
Yes.
and I like to use the library.
Right. A lot of the coffee shops I like to use too sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
But it's not as private if you want to really delve into something.
Right.
Yeah.
I've had meetings where, Winona Brewster, you know Winona. So when we want to have a good conversation without interruption, then we go to Mocha.
Oh, yeah.
But if we have lunch at Buck and Honey's, we're both interrupted probably 10, 12 times.
Yeah.
And that's okay, it's fun. I mean, I like people and I love seeing people. But there's times you need to have a chat or talk about things. And so, but that corner, I can't wait to have that corner, Bristol and Maine. It's going to be so amazing. I want that other building. I'm okay with the 6 stories. I'm okay with it, but they better make sure they do that bottom level and have it full.
Oh, so that's what I saw in the bottom level across the street next to the old City Hall building, Flavors. I was seeing that's just parking on the bottom. There is no retail space, the last thing I saw.
I thought the parking was underground.
Yeah, the parking is underground.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe I haven't seen it updated.
But I don't think there's
no retail space.
You know, they haven't given us, yeah, you're right, there is no retail
I thought
space.
there was retail
Yeah,
space
no,
there.
parking,
there was no retail
apartments,
space, and they actually showed garage doors on Main Street, which would mean cars would be turning into the space. And again, unless they change that, I was like, oh, that's a nightmare. I sit and see that corner all day. There's so many near accidents, and the flow of traffic needs to be able to flow. And if they have doors to get into buildings, and people are stopping to try and get on that corner. That'll be kind of chaotic, I think.
Well, the traffic flow on 19 being a highway route has always been an issue. But what's the answer? How do you redirect them? I mean, she's heard this, Maureen's heard this for years. Are you in your third term or fourth term?
This is my 4th term.
Wow, you're amazing. 8 years.
you.
8 years of that.
And you know what? It's the best experience I've ever had. I enjoyed, you think you know so much about the community. We learn something new every day.
Wow.
And I'm just so proud of our staff, our community. We have people that really, as we're growing, we have people that really care about what happens in our community.
Hey, I wanted to tell you, and I was going to tell Paul at my next housing meeting that when I was, the Sudbury Media Center had a booth up at Cornfest, and I got to meet a lot of people. And a gentleman came up, he says, yeah, this is the first time we've been able to come to this because we took the bus from Middleton.
Oh.
And I'm like, you did what?
We love the bus. I see people getting off sometimes on Main Street. It's nice.
Do
I'm
you?
glad we have that.
Yeah.
I like the bus inside Sun Prairie. I like that. I think we need to expand that. I think it needs to go to the library. Have a bus stop at the library, but and they'll change the routes. I'm
Yeah,
sure.
the closest one is like right on Main Street where we have to walk over there. But they'll change. I mean, this is just it just started June 11th.
Right.
And, they're just I just read something where they're changing some of the Madison routes now too,
Yeah.
and so. But it's great that you can go all the way to the west side of Madison.
Yeah, you got to talk into that. That's
Oh,
funny. You got to
thank
talk
you.
it so people can hear you.
Yeah, it's great that you can go all the way to the west side of Madison, and
No, it's not. We don't need to
Well-
go to the west side of Madison.
Well, we
I
need
do.
west side of
Sometimes you
Madison
do.
to come over to Sun Prairie.
We-
We can use
I
more
like-
business downtown.
Now, I like that, but I don't want people from Sun Prairie going to Middleton to go buy something that they could have here in our community. The question is, what are we lacking where it takes them over there?
well, I'm thinking of visiting my sister where she
There you go.
works, and
Okay.
things like friends, and
All right.
getting around, and like if I had a meeting downtown, which I sometimes do, off of State Street,
Uh-huh.
I'm thinking of things like that.
Okay. All right.
And I'm thinking of even students getting jobs. It's great that we have, they don't have transportation. Transportation is something, it's related to housing, and it's a need that our community, we've been so behind in transportation, and it's a need that we need now.
Right. They need to run the bus through the business parks.
Yes, we understand that, and we have told our staff that, but you're right, you're exactly right. So maybe in the future there's something we can do to, because we're always looking at the routes.
Yeah, exactly.
Being new, so.
Hey, we got about 20 minutes left. How do you feel about this?
I don't know, Mike. I'm just like, I was a little nervous, to be honest with you,
Uh-huh.
but I'm just like, it was exciting. It was just like emotional, exciting, and I think I took it, I'm a positive person, and I took it a positive way, of course, and I had never had this happen before, and I'm planning on coming into your store.
Very cool. I would love that.
Yeah.
That's the goal.
Yeah, I haven't visited your store yet. I can't believe that. I know people that have, but I just never really thought about it. And
You'll like it. It's pretty, and we have a kitten.
right.
And there's some wonderful things that can happen in that store.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again,
Real
if-
magic.
if
Yeah.
you've gotta stay in curiosity
Mhm.
and seek to understand it. That's my favorite term for that. It's it feels good.
Good vibes.
You know,
Good
it
vibes.
feels
Yeah.
good.
Mhm.
I had a comment. I can't remember what I was going to say. Oh, hey, should we talk about Trivia Palooza for a minute?
Sure, Bill.
This is well, you're in charge of this
October
thing.
21st. It's going to be very exciting this year.
Yeah.
It's going to be cash prizes for the winner
How much?
at $1,000.
Yeah.
$500 for second.
Uh-huh.
And then
Think so.
third place, 400, or is it 400?
I think so.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money.
And
$2,200.
so we're gonna find vendors that will sponsor our Trivia Palooza.
Check this out, ladies. So you could be a location.
Yeah.
And what this is a day of trivia. And so what we're offering is for those area businesses that want to do this, it's $1,500 to sponsor it. Now what you get for that is 1 year of advertising on the radio, some blurbs on TV, and if your team who's tied to you wins, then you'll get $500.
Oh wait, we get to have our own team. Is this sort of like styled after Stevens Point?
Exactly.
Yes.
Because
Yeah.
I rocked that. That's where I met my husband, Stevens Point. Go Pointers.
Well, see, I mean, and we wanted to do a couple things. We wanted to introduce the media center to businesses that don't realize how vital this component is. It really affects your business. I mean, when you get into your advertising, and make it where it's basically like $100 a month to get 90 ads. Think about it.
Mhm.
And so, just a nice way to do that, and also bring an event, make you a destination. Now, they don't have to be at your store. They could just be Team Butterfly.
Okay, meanwhile, is it call-in in the same way? Like, it's going to be
Yes.
broadcast on air
Yep,
here,
mhm.
and then teams from the community, or teams from where?
It could be a team of 2 or it could be a team of 5.
Team
Right.
of 1.
And yeah, right.
Uh-huh.
So,
And just anyone can
Yep.
form a team,
Mhm.
and how do they do that?
we will have information that will be coming out shortly
Neat.
in regards to how you can sign your team up.
And it's a whole day.
Yeah. Mhm.
Cool,
Yep.
cool.
It's a whole day.
And we'll have we'll have raffle items and for people that
Every
go
hour.
to the venue. Yep. Mhm.
Every hour. And then, wait, there's more.
Uh-huh.
If you're a sponsor, if you're a site sponsor, we do a radio broadcast with you on site to help promote the business and also to attract others to come into your business.
Cool.
That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
That is nice.
Sound good?
Yeah.
Sweet. There's one.
Ever the salesman.
Well, no, because we really need to promote our businesses.
Mhm.
And at first we thought about that it would be bars. Well, I don't want just bars. I think it could be any business out there. And we'd like to have people coming into the business that day, right?
Mhm.
A full mile, and Nate, back in the day, Nate and I actually worked on this.
Oh, I bet. That's
And
neat.
yeah, I mean, can you
Mhm.
see spending the entire day at full mile, or at least getting in there, getting started? You're gonna have lunch, you're gonna have beer, you're gonna whatever, have a great time. Then you go out, your team goes off, maybe goes to somebody's house or something. The team is still part of full mile,
Mm-hmm.
budding butterfly, and they're still answering questions because it's like 8 hours.
Mm-hmm.
8 hours?
If it's
Yeah,
in our
it'll
shop,
be 8
can I be
hours.
on the
Sorry,
team?
I get excited about it.
No, no.
Hopefully.
Blake and I will just win then for us.
Yes, I know that we have some experts that are preparing the questions now, and they'll be hermetically sealed until Trivia Palooza Day.
So, any resource you can find is available to you to answer, or how does that work? What is that? What are the rules?
Madam Chairperson?
Well, the logistic. Technically, you are not supposed to be using your phone.
Mm-hmm.
This has to be.
Sorry.
Is what I can say. I mean, I wouldn't say you know, I know there are people out there that will Google
Mm-hmm.
maybe, but these are questions that you won't be able to Google.
That's my
You
my
know.
brother,
Yeah,
Google.
yeah,
So he'll have to be on my team.
yeah, yeah.
Mm.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Questions you have that aren't on Google? Oh my gosh. How in the hell are you going to do that?
I know.
Everything's on Google.
Not everything.
It's like, hey Google, my phone's going to go off.
I know, mine too.
What's Maureen Crombie's favorite color, you know?
Mm-hmm.
We did have some questions in the past. I'm going to say this is our 3rd or 4th year.
No, it's our 4th year.
4th year.
Yeah.
It's our 4th year. And it's going to be a lot of fun. It is a blast. And it is taken after Stevens Point.
Then who's are you the Oz? Who's the big guy?
Not me, man.
No, it's not me.
Who's the big guy?
Probably Jameson
Or Sarah.
or Sarah. Sarah and
Sarah
Jameson.
Maluski and Jameson
Yeah.
Rabbit.
Fun.
And then we'll have somebody, and Steve Sabaki, I think, will be involved also. They'll be on the
And
air.
Mark Ganwa,
Yeah.
probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's one event that I'm not on the air.
Wild. Are you gonna participate?
Well, I do participate.
No, I mean, are you gonna
He'll
play?
be at the
Are you gonna
businesses
play?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I'll be
Yeah.
Googling everything.
Yeah.
Google makes me smart.
I do have to go now.
Why?
So it's been a pleasure.
Oh,
No.
thank you
know,
so
and
much.
No.
I have another meeting.
Well,
All
you
right,
don't
we'll
have
let you
I'm
permission.
sorry.
Maureen Crombie, our city alder, and thank you for being a part of this.
Yeah.
If you would like to get a hold of her, if you have questions about the city or anything like that, you can email her at
M. Crombie at cityofsunprairie.com.
And if you forget, just go to cityofsunprairie.com and check it out. And she's in there. You can click on the email and it'll take you right to her email. She'll get you the information. Also, there's a phone number on the city site. You're welcome to chat with her that way. Or if you see her out in the area, don't be afraid to approach her because she is that approachable. But I want to say thank you for what you did.
Yeah,
And,
thanks for having me on here today.
Thanks for being so open.
It's made my day.
Oh.
Thank you. It's
Very
just
good.
starting out, but it'll probably be the best part of my day.
Oh,
Oh my
that's so
gosh.
nice. Thank you so much.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
Nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you too.
Go take on the world and make our city a better place.
Okay.
Woo! Awesome. She's something else, isn't she?
Mm-hmm.
She remembers everything. Like birthdays and all that, I'll get a card from her.
Aw.
I'll have little things that have been in the news or something where my name just happens to be in there. I'll get a little card.
Aw.
She's like that. It's but just a delightful lady.
Thoughtful.
How did you feel about the session that you just did?
Fun. I liked
Was
it.
it?
I loved it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You're probably used to this too, where people come in and they're doubting and all that.
Yeah. Or just nervous.
Nervous, yeah.
Yeah. That's normal. That's fine. I'll charm you. We're good. Mm-hmm.
So when you're finished with a reading, how do I ask this question? Do you have to cleanse? Do you have to disconnect? Do you have to? Because there's a lot of energy that was going on with you, and I was watching it. I could see it, but it's got to wear you out.
Yeah. I mean, it does. Everything costs something, right? Nothing's free. But it depends. Ideally, like I do have my rituals that I feel like help like me recover a little bit quicker as far as cleansing. I have a little bell that I usually bring here, but it's not here today, that I ring and little things. But yeah, if I do a lot of readings, I will be physically tired the next day, but it's not too bad. But there is a process, yeah. And it kind of takes my brain a little bit to come fully back.
Sure.
Right?
Sure. I was just curious because I saw the amount of energy you were expelling in having this, and I kept thinking, what does she do after this? How do you?
I'm gonna eat.
You're gonna eat?
Yeah.
Okay.
Breakfast.
Mhm.
You haven't had breakfast yet?
I had a little nibble, but we're gonna go out to a diner. Mhm.
5 o'clock this morning. I'm having my little bar.
Mm.
That's my breakfast. I won't eat until noon, but
A little bit of an intermittent fast.
Yeah.
That's nice. It's good for you.
I think so too.
Mhm.
There will be no corn in my meal today.
You've seen enough for now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you get to watch Renee and some others do this quite a bit. How do you feel about that?
You've seen all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. What's your experience with what they're doing for people?
Healing people.
What do you mean by that? Healing people? Emotionally, physically?
On a soul level.
Wow.
Emotionally, spiritually.
Yeah.
That's what I feel like is happening.
I think so many people keep things inside too long.
Mhm.
They're afraid to release it for whatever reason.
Mhm.
Maybe it's fear, maybe it's embarrassment, maybe it's just so overwhelming that they don't feel that there's a release.
All those things are fear. All three things you just said really boil down to fear, though, huh?
Wow.
Yeah.
And to watch her release into tears, I don't think I've ever seen Maureen Crombie cry.
It's moving energy. It's good for you.
Yeah.
It's healthy. It's like a sauna. You know, like a sauna would do for you physically.
Sure.
Mhm.
Wow.
Mhm.
How about the people who come in your store? What do you see their reactions when they come in your store and they're looking at different things? Do you feel that connection?
I just think right away people walk in the store and feel the energy.
A lot of people walk in and release too. I feel like
Mhm.
whatever, like they lay it down right there. What if there's something like a burden or whatever. We hold a lot of space. Yeah, it's a release.
I know that people that come in on the Wednesdays and all that, Terry, Laura Stanfield, and others, Jennifer Bolt, by the way, she says hi.
Hi, Jen.
Yeah. They talk about that kind of release that they feel. That release. But that's interesting, though. It's a comforting place. You have you have a location, you have a store or business that makes people feel good.
That's the vibe. Yeah.
By crying. By releasing.
It's
That's good.
feminine power. It's mother. It's safe. Yeah.
Wow.
Huh.
Interesting. I love doing these, by the way. The joy I get from you being here and doing this show is I get to watch. I'm like a voyeur. And I'm sitting here and I'm listening intently on what you're saying and watching their face, and you'll see them go, they'll flinch a little bit because you've hit something that just, it was right on. I mean, it's like you hit the bullseye immediately. So, wow.
Yeah, we have regulars, like, we encourage you, just because you've got one reading, like, it's not necessarily one and done unless it's not your thing, right? But we have some teenage girls who come in the store like every couple of weeks, and
I
they're
love that.
always interested to know, you know,
Updates. They want the tea on like what's going on in their friend group, right? Because it's high school, and they want to know about what the boys are thinking and what the girls are thinking and what the folks are thinking and what the situation's like. And so we just flip cards for like gossip reasons, basically. Spiritual gossip, right? Spirit's like, I love them for you. That person has a blockage. That person doesn't like you back. You know, you can use tarot however you want for whatever your sensibility is. So sometimes with younger people, the readings look more like that, and it can look about a lot of different ways.
Diane Donahue wants to say, Budding Butterfly, thank you so much. And I believe she's probably going to make an appointment if she hasn't been there already. She's talking about it earlier. And I didn't want to interrupt you when she said that. And Courtney Ashton, you know Courtney Ashton, good morning, watching from Texas.
Wow.
I love Courtney and Diane.
Oh, a lot of people were on here watching. It's
that's nice.
yeah, I know. It's fabulous. I love my crystal. I keep playing with it. I keep spinning it.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah. I'm a fidgeter though.
I am too. We were playing with this pine straw the whole time.
I could tell there's a pile. I have on my desk spinners.
Oh yeah.
I spin all the time, and I was on Zoom, and I was telling somebody the other day that yeah, I'm watching Zoom and doing this the whole time. Why? Because I can't stand Zoom. It's just impersonal. I want to be with you. I want to feel what you are and what you're. I want to see you, feel you, and I can connect that way.
Yeah,
and
energy.
Same.
Yeah. Having that personality. Some people call it an A personality. If you're on a disc profile, I'm a D personality. DI, which is driven
that was
and
me.
inner
Influencer.
Same.
Right.
Yeah.
But I also flip.
Do ya?
I'll go ID. I'm a DI or DI or ID.
Okay.
And yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I need to be in the room with the energy to really get it. Can't stand Zoom.
It just does feel artificial.
It does.
But it's a wonderful tool. You know, I get to see my sister who doesn't live in this state,
Sure.
like, you know, face to face, and it's better than nothing, but it's not ideal to me either.
Right.
The energy isn't there.
The energy's not
Yeah.
there. And if I had one more person say to me, well, I emailed you that, I'm like, honest to goodness, I've said this. I don't have email. Well, I got an email address from you. Oh, I gave that up. What? But thanks for calling me so we can talk about it in person.
You know, I'm a lot like that. I feel like I have an aversion to technology, but I know it's part of the society, so you have to buy into it.
No, I don't. Who said?
It's rough.
Well, people will learn
deep
how.
sigh, wow.
Yeah, it's a whole thing, right? Technology.
Wow, it'll take over, I tell you.
It has.
Yeah, what's the guy that owns Virgin Air? Branson?
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't have email. He's a billionaire. He does not respond. He does not check email. He does not check social media. He doesn't do any of that.
So I'm just going to have to call him on his phone then?
You have to call his secretary,
Mhm.
his manager, and then they arrange the time for you to talk to him. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah. That's good.
That's how I would do it.
Cut to the chase.
Mm-hmm.
It is. It is. So often we have people send emails, and life is an email. You know, I get lost in the Gmail streams.
Mm-hmm.
But,
Well,
did you tell
email and technology stretches us thin. It acts like we're more available than what we are.
Oh, sure.
Yes. I miss
Yeah.
when someone would call me, and if I didn't answer, they're like, "Oh, she'll get back to me." Right? Like, remember your
Right.
landline,
Sure.
and then you're just not home.
Right.
They're like, "I don't know. She'll get the message."
I'll call you back.
Yeah.
I have to, 'cause
Or
you
I'll
didn't
call
know.
you back. Yeah.
Right.
Kind of nice.
That's
Mhm.
true.
Simple.
Mhm.
So this morning you've been watching Mystic Monday,
Mhm.
and it's been just a lot of fun. And with Christy Broswell from Budding Butterfly, Renee Niami, also from Budding Butterfly, they've been here, and we did a tarot reading with Maureen Crombie, and I thought it went fabulous.
Mhm.
Like I said, you hit a nerve, and that was powerful.
Oh, good.
So don't forget, if you have questions about this, reach out to Budding Butterfly. Go down to the store. You can go to you can email. Go to the website.
101 East Main Street, Sun Prairie, Wisconsin. It's also hello@buddingbutterfly.com if you want to email us.
Oh my
Or
goodness.
it's buddingbutterfly.com and you can book online and see more about us.
Is it
Facebook, Instagram, TikTok.
Oh my gosh, yes.
bathroom walls. Okay.
We, Renee does a lot of our social media, and there's a lot of
Oh.
inspirational things to take from.
There's
on
also
those.
going to be a lot of kitten content. If you want to see some trinkets, follow us on social media.
Cats are the number two item behind food on social media.
Let me tell you what, this cat is going to learn to pull tarot cards
For
for the internet.
It's a
So get
tarot.
ready and follow us.
It's a tarot cat.
He likes them.
I love that. Hey, I hope you guys had a good time today and enjoyed the show. I know a lot of people have made comments about it, that they look forward to this. And so we'll keep doing it. I keep telling the ladies they need to do their own show. But I don't mind driving for a while and
Thanks.
until they decide to do it themselves.
Mhm.
For maybe an hour instead of 2 hours. But hour would be a lot easier for you, I'm sure. Catch me on, I will not be in on Wednesday. I just catch me Wednesday. I get to go to a broadcasters seminar at the Milwaukee Brewers.
Ooh.
Sports broadcasters. So appreciate that. Sponsored, by the Media Center here. And several of us broadcasters, Mike Powers, Jameson Rabbit, Mark Karstens, I think Jeff Robbins is going to go down. And we get to interact and be taught by the professionals. Because none of us are professionals, we're just volunteers. And they have figured out how to not say I can't. I'm trying to take it out, I can't do that. So I won't be here on Wednesday. Catch me on Saturday at Farmers Market. I will be down there. And I love when you guys come up and talk to me and say hi and that you listen to me on the radio. Really appreciate that. And thanks for all the wonderful comments at Farmers Market or at Cornfest this past weekend. That was great seeing all of you and your comments about the shows. Just really appreciate that. And that just keeps me going. Because remember, we're all volunteers. We don't get paid for this. We do this out of the kindness of our heart and the love of what we're doing. So hope you have a great week. Stay cool. Don't forget about Sunshine Supper tonight. I know some of you are going to need that meal, so get out there and get that meal tucked back into home. And check, if you don't have air conditioning, check on where you can find a cooling location. You can go to the library for sure. City Hall, you can go there. Bus?
You can get on a bus.
Get on a bus for $2, just ride.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. I did that,
Mhm.
Their first day of service, I was riding on the bus broadcasting.
That's cool.
That was a lot of fun.
Cute.
So Sunbury, take care, and thanks again. Thanks for listening, and catch us back here next Monday. We're going to talk about the Catholic high school that's coming into Sunbury. It should be a lot of blessed information.
Mm-hmm.
So, till then, I will see you right back here on the radio. Bye, Sunbury.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Are we still live?
Mhm.
Oh, there we go.
Oh.